Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving Podcast. And with me today, I have Dwyght Mack, who's joining us again. He has been with us a few times. And of course, I love having Dwyght on with us again. So, Dwyght is now doing something new, moving force. What is this about? How's it going? And what are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Yuri? It's a pleasure. Thank you for bringing me back. Yeah, no, so yeah, we got moving force, or I got moving force. I always like to say we because I'm a team, but
Right.
pretty much moving force is a labor pool of good laborers that's been vetted, background trained, and so forth, just to make sure that they're up to par. And we work alongside moving companies that need the extra help on the fly. So that moving company that wakes up at 6 a.m., that moving company owner that wakes up at 6 a.m., that's like, damn, I gotta call out. I need a guy. They can go right on our app, contract a guy, and keep the flow of the jobs going throughout the day. These guys will meet them wherever they need to be met at, and then basically everything goes through the app. And we keep it very, very simple. These guys, if anything gets damaged, our guys cover it.
Well, I think that that's a very important thing because obviously, in a lot of cases, when you are getting labor, you're not necessarily getting that type of reimbursement if something happens.
Yeah, and I
So
think that would
that's
make us
different.
different, very different from, the labor readies out there or any of these other temp services. And labor ready, I'd never take anything away from them. They've been great. They were always someone I could use in a pinch. But the thing is, with any temp service, you're liable for any damages that occur. You pay them so much money per hour just to still have to cover your damages. It's just like, geez, you lose, kind of. So somebody got to get fired. That guy that called out, probably.
Yeah, you always have to, oh, don't worry, man. We fired him yesterday.
So
Of
the
course you
benefit,
didn't, but.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
yeah, the benefits of Move Force though is also you can utilize this team alongside your team for most jobs. So you don't have to sit here and overhire for a season where you're thinking like, hey, the summer months we're gonna have over 30 jobs in a week. We need people. We need people. Let's hire just to get out the summer months just to fire them.
Right, absolutely. Now, are there some sort of guarantees that you offer to moving companies with that?
So more or less not guarantees, but basically, like I said, to make sure that these guys are vetted completely before we even bring them in and they're trained up. So they're trained by my I guess brother company, Max Movement Training.
Right?
So they're trained up by that company as well as again, they're covering their own liabilities. So, it's kind of like that's the guarantee that we're not just throwing somebody that don't know or haven't been introduced to moving in some sort of matter.
Okay, okay. Now, are there specific states that you cover?
So right now we're focused on the East Coast. So
Okay.
all down the East Coast, all up the East Coast. We're targeting the 18 states on the East Coast, but right now we are in Florida, Pennsylvania, and working on Florida. So we will be making our way back up to
Florida,
the south.
Pennsylvania, all of Florida?
We will be focused on all of Florida. So it's probably by the end of probably close to the end of August, we should have all of Florida pretty much saturated or very comfortable.
Okay. So what's the next state over?
From there, we're probably making our way back up the East Coast, catch those smaller states, that could probably use the help as well.
Oh, I mean, if you're in Pennsylvania, you might as well cover New Jersey and Maryland while you're at it.
Oh yeah, you can't forget about the Connecticut and the Massachusetts peoples.
Of course, of course. Okay, so besides what you're talking about vetting, which is great, and besides obviously having some ability to make sure that you're covered in case of damages and stuff like that, what do you feel is the driving difference besides those things for you versus other places. Like, I mean, obviously you have Mover Ready. There's other places that provide labor or offer to help hire movers. Is there something else that you feel? I mean, obviously you got the Max Moving training going still, right? So,
Yeah. So I feel what drives us to make us different is that we are that last minute immediate service. That's one of the things that I wanted to make this company driving force is the fact that we are your last minute. Hey, you wake up at 6 a.m., you need somebody to respond and be there by like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning or so like that. That we have that pool of people that's working that can work around the clock, different sorts of shifts or hours throughout the day to meet
mhm.
your needs.
Okay, okay. Understandable. So that sounds not that sounds like something that would work out for a lot of companies, especially in the pinch, right? Especially during the hot season. So are you like to me the season is already here. So are you seeing an uptick in the need for your services?
So right now we are still pretty fresh out there in the market. We have so from the hyper local networking events that I've been to, where I sat down and spoke with owners, they've all thought this was an amazing idea. They've pretty much jumped on ship, and now we've been working with the developers because we had a little hiccup working with our old developers. But now we're working with some new developers, and we are actually rolling out heavy starting on Monday, a lot more. So expect to see us all around wherever you are, whatever social
Oh,
media you're on.
oh, that's awesome. And this, of course, you guys are going to be. He's talking Monday. You guys are going to hear this episode Monday, 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 same time as Dwight is rolling this stuff out. So we're on premiere to show off the new moving force for Dwight, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
So I'm super excited about this opportunity just because, I know that this gives me the opportunity of really making an impact in the moving industry as well as allowing me
Absolutely.
to continue to get out to these nice events and meet these awesome owners without having to feel like I'm tied down to some sort of office.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's always the case. Now, are you planning to go to any events this year? Anything that
So
you're thinking about?
So I've been thinking about the Titans retreat. That's probably been one of the biggest events coming up soon. I got a lot of guys there that I know of. I don't know if you're planning on showing up there. I know how you feel.
When is it? No, no, no. I have not. Look, I'll have I know a lot of guys that are Titans read as well. So no. I mean, I just haven't made it there yet. That doesn't mean I won't make it. Eventually, I will. I just have a lot of things I'm focused on. Obviously, I've been to UK last year. I'm going again this year. So it's a matter of me deciding to do more than one event or just focus on the other things that I'm focusing on. But I'm definitely gonna make my way out. The question is when. It's not if.
Yeah, so I think they're September 10th to 12th this year.
Well, I think I don't have my dates yet for UK. So once I have my dates for UK, I'll have a better idea if I'm making that
Yeah,
one or
so
not.
did you end up securing that market yet?
Oh, well, I got a few companies in there that I'm working with already. Yes.
Okay,
So I
okay.
mean, it's a process. It's the same thing. Like US is different because everybody knows who I am at this point. That's in the industry. Like pretty much, I mean, at this point, we are the longest running call center in the US, period. Onki opened up 10 months before we did. So for those of you that used it, well, we're the next best thing. So, and we are much, much, much different in terms of how we do things and how our salespeople work, and in terms of what we offer. We're a lot more customized, and we offer a lot more than, frankly, any other call center that's doing this type of work. Nobody offers what we offer.
No, yeah, as long as at the end of the day, as long as the margins are where they need to be, then like I tell my owner.
I think at the end of the day, margins are margins. Of course they are, right? But it's also the quality of service and it's also the type of service that you offer. I mean, the things that we offer may keep you, frankly, from having to hire one more customer service person. So you're getting basically two services for the price of one, really, because we're dealing with all the jobs that we book all the way into the moving day and past it in a lot of cases, because we're involved in that process more than anybody else. We're actually doing more for you, so it's not just limited to booking a job.
Okay,
There's a lot more than that that's being done.
well, I got a question for you, Yuri. I know this is your show, I
Yeah.
don't,
No,
but
it's fine.
what do you feel about these AI bots that's answering phone calls now?
I mean, I have no problem with AI to an extent. So I think as far as collecting basic information, I can see that. But what I can't see, look, you and I are real people. We're talking to real people. As a real person, I can tell when somebody's lying to me or when somebody's withholding information. How long is it going to take before an AI bot can basically pick up on the fact that the person is lying to them about what they have? Right. So it's like certain things can be computerized, but at the end of the day, as far as call center industry goes, as far as sales goes specifically, there has to be human interaction. There's got to be a fine line in terms of collecting information, sure. But to verify that information, there still needs to be a human step potentially. Well, first of all, I do still think that a human should be collecting all the information, but to an extent, maybe not everybody feels that way. But even between the step of collecting the information and actually booking a job, there needs to be human interaction because you need to verify. For example, let's say AI bot collected information from a customer about a move, right? That information needs to be verified by a human person because once a human person verifies it, then they are able to figure out if some of the stuff if the person is lying, if the person is not disclosing, if there's other things that are missing that maybe the AI bot missed. Is the AI bot going to sound like a human being or is it going to sound too automated and too robotic? So
Yeah,
there's a lot of, I mean, it's almost seems to me that at this juncture of the game, in order for a bot to sound human and to sound very real and alive, there's I'm sure there's going to be extra things involved in the on the development side of things that could almost make that bot too expensive to purchase, at least at this point. Eventually, of course, the system and people that are building AI bots and things like that, though, it's going to evolve, it's going to learn, it's going to get better, sure. But how long is that process really going to take? And is it really going to be nonstop automatic from stop to finish? I'm having a hard time seeing that part. When people are unpredictable and you can't you can't put it all under carbon copy. It's the same reason why, as much as I've dealt with some Philippine workers and what have you, I don't have any working for me. That's not where I get my workers, but I've dealt with them at different junction of time with different companies, and it's not that that applies to everybody, but majority wise, in order for them to be able to do this job, to be able to book moving jobs uh for a moving company, and in order for that to be any job and any situation and anything that a customer can throw at them, they're not able to handle any of that. Can they book straightforward jobs? Yeah, but so can anyone.
yeah. Yeah, no, and I have that same challenge too because I do work with people overseas as well.
Right.
And again, they're not on the American side. They don't necessarily see some of the hurdles and stuff we got to get through.
Sure, sure.
It's pretty much by experience. You're training
Right.
them to hopefully, book moves.
Right. And I do have a diverse workforce at this point. So I have European sales reps, I have US sales reps. That's the only places that I have sales reps from. So you're not gonna find any other accents here. The goal is to keep it as close to U.S. market as possible. But then again, of course, I cover U.S., I cover Canada, I cover UK. So at this point, I have my clients in all three countries. So I'm definitely international, and we do a lot of international work as well now too, that we didn't used to do in the past. There's a lot of things that we have to do.
Okay, okay. Do you see yourself, where do you see yourself, I guess, going with this? Are you still planning on expanding in other countries or just getting saturated?
No. So like my goal from day one when I opened this company was to be in UK, US, and Canada. That was always the goal. So that hasn't changed. And at this like to be frank, I got into UK faster than I thought I would. Because originally I wasn't planning to even go there until this year, and the way things shook out last year with Masara event not taking place, that's how I ended up in UK a year earlier than I thought I'd be in UK, and that worked out well for me. So it's great, and I'm going again this year, for sure. As far as everything else, so I'm open to. So if any of you guys are listening that are international, in any other country that's not English speaking, Australia would work too in this case because it would be very difficult to cover Australia because of the time difference. So, as far as everything else, I am absolutely 100% open to franchising to internationally into other countries and having moving sales professional affiliates that are located in different parts of the world. So, if you're in Spain, Germany, Italy, and other countries, you name it, I am open to talking to you. So, if you're interested for, inquiring about moving sales professional franchising opportunities, that is absolutely something that I'm open talking to. And frankly, the reason I'm open to do that route is, frankly, they're not countries that we would work in anyway, simply because having different language speaking reps would be very complicated. So we would stick to English as the main language, and I think that that's the best way to keep it. But at the same time, like I said, if you guys are interested in it in international and franchising opportunities, moving sales professionals, I would personally come to you. I would personally train your sales reps. I will personally make sure that they are following our core values, and are able to book the jobs in your country.
Hey, I heard it first from Yuri. Even though this is his show, I'm not taking over, Yuri.
Of course not. But regardless, the subject came up, so I approached it. But normally, as you guys know, listening to this show, I don't talk. I'm not here to promote moving sales professionals as a whole. I'm here more about the people that we bring on the show. We talk about, obviously, the moving industry. We talk about things that are out there today. I feel, in what I'm seeing, being on the phone still, and we were just talking about this before we jumped on the phone, about the fact that I'm still on the phone. At this point, it's by choice because I feel that way that I'm closer to my sales reps and I have a better understanding in terms of what they're dealing with on day-to-day basis. And I think that that's important. As a call center owner, it's important to be at forefront of the industry and understand what the sales reps deal with. Because, being on the phone, I hear the same objections. I deal with the same issues that every one of my sales reps goes through. And that way it allows me to train them better. It also allows me to advise the owners in terms of industry and what it is that's out there that they have to deal with on a daily basis.
For all those that don't know, July 10th, we are having our Max Moving Training is having its annual podcast, reunion podcast, 100 episode
Woohoo!
celebration, where we bring back all of our great guests. Yuri, I know you're normally one of our great guests as well,
Well,
but
I appreciate that. Thank you.
so, definitely tune in to Max Moving Training's podcast, Mornings with Movers, on 7:10 at 9 a.m. We're going to be going 2 hours because we got so many great guests coming back. So tune in.
Okay, so you guys heard it first from Dwight in terms of moving force, in terms of their was that Centennial podcast, right?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
we
catch
we
up to
we we
Yuri.
we didn't do a centennial. We are at like what, 127, something like that.
Yeah, I was like, geez.
Yeah. We've been very consistent. I think that's the best way to go. And so have you. So that's great to see. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us, guys. I'm gonna make sure you have information for moving force in this podcast. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.